Yeah, what's going on, guys? It's Bartula here, and in this Terraria video, I'm going to show you how to make a very easy, simple, and effective bait farm and mushroom farm in Terraria. While this is not the best bait that you can get in the game, nonetheless, it is a bait farm that you can have. It looks good in the world, it's easy to get, you might as well make it. And on top of that, the mushrooms that you're going to get are going to be useful when it comes to crafting potions, such as those regeneration potions, which we all know are key when it comes to boss fights. So the first step in making this bait farm is going to be taking some sort of block, and in this case it's going to be silver bricks that I'm going to use. You can use whatever block type you want. I'm just going to make a big box. The size you want to make your box is completely up to you. That's obviously going to depend on the size of the farm that you want. I want about a medium size, so I'm not going to make it too big, I'm not going to make it too small. So first step is that we'll make that, and then we'll come back for step number 2. Alrighty, after you've gone ahead and made a giant box, you're going to need a few more things. So we're going to need glass blocks and dirt blocks. It's very important that we have these 2 items here, and I'll explain that why in just a second. I just want to let you guys know that you should also have a staff of regrowth, and if you don't have one of these, you should definitely use some grass seeds for this build. And then we're going to need some wiring as well as actuators. If you don't have the grand design, you can still do the same thing just with your regular wrench and wire cutters, although it's going to take a lot longer. So if you can make a grand design, definitely go and make a grand design. It's going to help you out a lot. And then you're going to need a lever or a switch to activate the farm. Really, it's up to you what you want to use. And then of course some chests for storage. And then you're going to need the bug net in order to catch the bugs, which of course is going to be your bait. So what we're going to want to do first is build about a 6 block gap or so up as far as your cursor will let you go. You're going to start with your glass box, and you're going to go 3 over and then delete the first 2. You're going to want to make a whole row of glass, and then on top of that glass layer, you're going to want to put a row of dirt blocks. So the reason that we're going to use glass blocks here is because when we add the grass to it, which we're going to do right now with the staff of regrowth, if there weren't any glass blocks below it, it would actually produce vines. And seeing as we're going to have a bunch of rows all the way up to the top, if there are a bunch of vines coming down, that would be in the way of the grass growing. And with no grass, it means that you're not going to get any bait. So we don't want any vines. And on top of that, you're going to go 1 block above your dirt block. You want to make sure it's 1 block. This is going to maximize the amount of grass you can grow. And the reason is because glass actually acts differently than other types of blocks because it allows the grass to grow 2 blocks high. So it can actually grow into the glass block. I don't know why, it just can. So not only do you get to prevent the vines from coming in, but you also get to get the maximum amount of grass, which is obviously going to be very important. And we're going to follow this step all the way up to the very top, or in however many rows that you wish to produce. Alrighty guys, after you've reached this point in your build where you've got all your rows of glass and grass blocks, you're going to want to go ahead and actuate and wire everything up. So luckily, you have the grand design, which is going to make this very easy. And we're going to go ahead and make sure we put it on placement mode, start at the end, and go all the way through. And while I'm doing this, I want to let you guys know that it's very important that while you're doing this build, that you do not, I repeat, you do not place any background blocks behind the dirt, alright? The reason for this is because if there are any player-placed background blocks, the grass will not grow. Trust me on this, you don't want to try it. I've done it before, and it does not work, alright? So just make sure that we do that, and then your build will be successful. So we'll wire this all up, and then we'll be right back, and we'll show you a full harvest. Alright, so I went ahead and made a slot in the middle and just leaned both sides of the farm just so I could add some more lighting so it wouldn't be as dark in the middle. And after you've done something like this, you're going to go ahead and place down some chests just for some storage after everything is done and ready to be harvested. And of course, while I'm making this video, a blood moon decides to start happening. Luckily, I had the Stardust Dragon. After you've gotten to this point, you're going to want to go ahead and connect all of your wire to some type of switch or lever system. And then you're going to take your grand design again and connect both of the rows together. So turn off the actuators, both of them together, that into place that back, connect both of them together like so. And then after you do that, we'll just go ahead and come right down from our lever here. We'll make sure we take some away again. we go. So it looks nice and clean. You know, just for the sake of some symmetry, we will go ahead and place some more right here for that last piece, okay? So now put the grand design away because it always takes so much space on the screen. Here you're left with a perfect bait and mushroom farm. As we can see already, just in the process of building the farm, we've got a few mushrooms in there, we've got a bunch of grass growing, so we're going to let everything grow, and then we'll do a full harvest and see where we're at. Alright, before harvesting, guys, go ahead and make sure that you actually have your wiring hooked up all the way to the top, so that way when you click the harvest button, it actually harvests it all. I'm going to go ahead and put away my grand design, and we'll go ahead and get a harvest here. I went ahead and slept in the bed to pass the time since there was a blood moon going on and I didn't want to deal with it. And this is about what an average pool of the farm is going to look like here. We got about a couple mushrooms in here, we got a decent amount of grass grown, and keep in mind this is only from one night of growing. The bottom layer has none because I accidentally destroyed the bottom layer, but nonetheless it's growing back. But the fact of the matter is that whatever I get from here, keep in mind it could be 50 to 100% better if this was to grow for a full day and night. But to think that you could be getting this amount on every single day in the game could definitely be something you want to consider, and you can always make the farm bigger to have a bigger yield. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the lever here, see what drops. Well, my guy just killed some of the things. The grasshopper here. Okay, so this one's gonna give us 2 grasshoppers and 1 worm and 4 mushrooms. Put the farm again and let it regrow. I'm not sure if it happened or not. I'll have to put it in slow-mo and find out, but I think my Stardust Dragon may have accidentally killed some of the bait. 3 bait and 4 mushrooms from that pool, and like I said, it can be a lot better than that. You could definitely get double with that, no problem, if you let it go for a longer period of time. Alright guys, I went ahead and sat in the bed to speed up time and have the farm grow again. This haul looks like it's going to be better than my last one, so I'll go ahead and give it a pool and see what we get. Before we do that, actually, let's go ahead and put away our last pool. Alright, you know what? We're going to get rid of the Stardust Dragon, just to make sure it doesn't kill anything. Alright, here we go, there we go. Okay. That is more like it. So this one gave us 8 mushrooms, 5 grasshoppers, and 5 worms. So that, compared to our last one, is 5 times as many worms, 2.5 times as many grasshoppers, and 2 times as many mushrooms. So like I said before, this farm has potential to be 50 to 100%, in some cases even more than that, better than, you know, that first pool. It just depends on how much grass and mushrooms you have growing and, you know, what the RNG is going to do for you. So just give it a harvest a day, and slowly you'll see all these things stack up, so that way when you actually go to fish, you have some bait to work with. Okay, and that's how you guys make a very simple and easy bait farm and mushroom farm in Terraria here. We can see that while I'm sitting here talking about this, the grass is already starting to grow back, and it's been only a few seconds. Mushrooms already popped up here. Just like I said, this stuff's going to grow back really easily, so definitely something that you can make in your world. It's easy, it looks cool. People might ask you what it is, and you can tell them. But the fact of the matter is this is not the most effective bait that you can get in the game, and I'm going to have another farm coming out shortly that's going to show you how to get more effective bait, because if we go ahead and look, a worm is only 25% and a grasshopper is 10%, and I know there are other farms in the game that I can show you that will give you a bit better bait, but the idea is that this farm gives you not only bait but mushrooms too, and you can always go ahead and pull it once a day and just throw your items in the chest and then you're done. You know, it takes a couple seconds, especially if you have this hooked up to a teleporter hub. And that's gonna be it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, if it helped you, if you maybe learned something new, if you added this to your world, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more Terraria content, because I've got plenty more guides and farms to come in the future, as well as some other videos that I have planned that I'm just waiting to get the footage of that I have a feeling you guys are gonna like. So that'll be it, guys. It's been Bartula here, and I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? See ya.